Even though I'm a fan of roguelikes and games where you hang out with animals, I've never given Cult of the Lamb a chance. Maybe it was the fact that their marketing made me unnecessarily annoyed, or maybe I just wasn't too much of a fan of the design of the characters other than the lamb, but something kept me away from this game. That was until recently when I decided to go and pick up the game and play it until I beat it, and I have to say, the game is great. I recorded my 12-hour playthrough and chopped it up for your enjoyment, so here is me playing Cult of the Lamb until I beat it. The game dropped us in immediately with our lamb headed to the slaughter to be sacrificed for the crime of posting this photo on the official game's Twitter, I think. I'm not really sure why we're here. Luckily, we've got the 4 main villains of the game here to give us some exposition. Let's just censor these ones real quick. I don't want to take any risks. Turns out that we are the last piece of the puzzle to complete a ritual that will continue the old faith and bind their enemy to eternal captivity. After getting turned into mutton, we wake up to find the one who waits, who is who the bishops are trying to keep in captivity. The one who waits needs our help in the form of starting a cult in his name, and it just so happens we need his help in getting undeaded. One rig deal later, and we're the proud owner of the Red Crown, which gives us the power to command followers and conveniently has the same properties as the ever-popular and very marketable roguelike genre. We get brought back to life, but this time with a sword, and we get chopping through the tutorial area. On our way through this area, we run into Ratau, who was at one point also the holder of the Red Crown, but failed at his mission. Now, normally I don't follow losers, but if I want to make it out of this straight line that is the tutorial area, I think I'll need all the help I can get. Venturing further, we come across another person who is about to be sacrificed, and we see this as an opportunity. Another poor soul about to be sacrificed. Rescue them and have no choice but to join your new cult. I hear that's how they get people in MLMs. Hello, yes, I saved you. Would you be interested in selling essential oils? Follow awaits indoctrination. It really is an MLM. And after getting rid of our competitors, we're able to get our new employee to safety. After spending way too long just to choose medium difficulty, I made my way to the MLM headquarters to regroup and meet back up with our general manager Ratau, who teaches us how to get some new employees. Cult of the Lamb is broken up into 2 main sections, the combat portions and the colony building portions. When we aren't out killing bad guys, we can do the usual colony building things like collect resources, feed our villagers, sacrifice them to hellish gods below, build them tents, you know, the usual stuff. Since it's just me and Jumer right now, we have a lot of work to do to build this place up, but luckily, we were getting along great. God, he sucks. This guy sucks. Look at how slow he's going. Can I help him? Alright, Jumer, you're not very good at this. But manual labor is for the little guys that don't have a crown. I want to go and use my weapon. And lucky for me, I only need 1 follower to begin the process of fighting the first main boss, Leshy. When I went to the first main area of Darkwood, I was given both a sword and also 3 hearts, meaning I actually needed to be careful since I did have the ability to lose a run now. This wouldn't be much of an issue for the first room, and moving into the second room, we finally get introduced to the core roguelike mechanics of tarot cards. You pick these up randomly through your runs, and they have various different stat boosts that you can choose from. My first choice was between a temporary heart that would disappear after I lost it, or an extra half a heart which could be replenished. I think I made the wrong choice here, but honestly, it's so early that I really don't think it matters. Oh, actually, I stand corrected. The main boss of the area was in the next room over and force choked me while monologuing. How can this be? You were put on the blade, lamb, as all your kind were, and yet you stand before me unrepentant. The crown, his power, could it be? But I'm still stronger. Turn tail and run. No, I'm ready to fight this guy. Come on, let's go right now. I guess he was too scared though because he wouldn't come back, and instead I just fought my way through the remaining enemies in the area before coming to my first path choice. In Cult of the Lamb, once you get through a level, you're given the choice of what path you want to take. In this case, it's just 4 choices that don't have too much variance, but as the game goes on, you have to be much more strategic with where you go since your health stays the same throughout. For this run, I decided to visit the shop since I assumed that it would give me something good to keep the run alive, but turns out I may have misunderstood what I was buying. Choose follower form, blueprint, or ambrosia. I don't have that. Can I do either of these? I mean, blueprint seems smarter. Oh, this may just be cosmetic, actually. Okay, yeah, it's just a decoration. That's fine, though. Luckily, the next area made up for this by giving me a tarot card that would deal poison damage to enemies when struck. I wasn't sure how good or bad poison damage is in this game, but I figured it would be better than knowing what's on the map. I headed into the boss room, and Leshy was still too scared that I would outsell him on essential oils, so he forced his shift manager to transform into a horrific monster to try to kill me. Typical pyramid scheme stuff. See, it's good though with this poison. The poison is actually really helping, or seems that it's going to really help. Honestly, I can just go in, hit him once, and then focus on the other ones. Yeah, the poison feels a little bit overpowered right now. That was not too difficult. As we all know, after defeating a rival company's employee in hand-to-hand combat, you are legally allowed to make them work for you. Try this at your local Burger King. We brought this new follower to our cult, and after defeating the mini-boss, it added a mark to the main door, which would need 3 mini-bosses beaten before allowing me to take on the main boss of the area. This kind of seems like a significant design flaw in the door's construction, but what do I know? I sell incense for a living. Back at headquarters, my new employee was waiting to be indoctrinated and named, which I was more than willing to do. I want to give him a new name. He looks like, Jeremy. Jeremy 2. But move aside, Jeremy 2, because Ratal provides us with a new follower since we built a place to worship. Big Grease will pray at our statue and in turn get us devotion. Devotion is a currency we use to get things for our cult like better beds, more ways to get resources, and of course, a way to farm. Can't be a cozy game if you don't put farming in it. Big Grease prayed so hard that we were able to build a temple, which is similar to the statue, but instead of unlocking things for our colony, we unlock upgrades for the combat portion of things. Basically, read the Bible, get a gun. This was immediately evident in my next run, where instead of the usual sword, I was given an axe. Oh, new weapon. So this one is slower, but damages more. But the surprises don't stop there, because I also get access to curses, which are typically a type of magic ranged attack or some kind of temporary buff. At this point, I wasn't too sure of when it would be best to use it, but as I unlocked more, I definitely saw the potential. I was able to test it out in the next room, where I was also able to get a brand new follower who I named Chicken Little. Because they're a chicken. I am very clever. Inside the boss level, I was given an upgrade to my curse, which let me send out an explosive projectile if I timed things right. This doesn't seem too hard to do, but once enemies start piling up, it gets a lot more complicated. I mean, I could barely do it against one enemy. All right, let's try this. All right, I couldn't really time it very well. I don't know if I had the timing right on that. With one successful curse timing down, I was ready to take on the mini boss of the area. I think I'm being a little bit too greedy here on this boss fight. I need to stay away and then roll into it. I really should not be playing very risky right now. Let's just take it easy, take it slow. He's only got like 1 or 2 more hits left. I think I should be fine after this one. Roll into it. Yeah, there we go. That was way too close for me to call. Okay, so that one did not give me a follower. Why did I lose? Wait, did I die? I thought I got the last hit in. What? Wait, what happened? My first death of the run was admittedly one that I was not very happy about. From reviewing the footage, it looked like I just went slightly too far in my roll and missed the hitbox, then got punished for being right next to the enemy. It really didn't help that right after this, I lost some faith from my followers because they felt that I was weak. And if you think I'm gonna let a dude named Big Grease call me weak, then you have another thing coming. So I made sure to preach a sermon and get an upgrade to my weapons that gave them the chance to poison enemies. It's not a guarantee that it will poison or even be the weapon I get, but I had such good luck from it last time that I knew I had to get it. The game was merciful and gave me a poison sword, which made quick work of the people guarding my new employee, Donkey from Shrek. Alright, round 2, buddy. I'm not gonna let you accidentally kill me. Actually, is he on... No, he's not on a different phase. See, there we go. See, I've poisoned him, right? And that's really good. The poison weapons are seem pretty good. He is very close to dying, and I should be completely fine. I can almost go in there and play risky, yeah. That wasn't as bad as last time. This defeat got me one step closer to Leshy, and in turn, finally helped us become an accredited, legitimate business. And because of that, we officially need a name, which I ended up making Intense Incense. And if you think that's a stupid name, then that's fine, because Joomer liked it, and his opinion is really all that matters. After that, we had a work party where we burned some incense and just hung out. This morale kept up when I hired on Donkey from Shrek, who had nothing but good traits, so he immediately became my favorite. I also hired on this guy who was not as favorable. I'm very sorry to this guy, first to kill. I did have a quick run-in with a couple of the main bosses, but remember, I'm only like 3 runs in, so I have plot armor. Back at HQ, it became nightfall, and none of my 7 followers had a place to sleep. I normally wouldn't care, but not giving them beds creates a chain reaction that would really mess up my plan, so for now, I built them places to sleep, then headed back out to take on Leshy in the night. Even though I didn't like the cleaver, I was able to find my favorite curse, Point of Corruption. This thing in my eyes is overpowered because it's got great range, slows down time when you aim it, explodes, and leaves a black puddle that poisons enemies if they're in it. Almost any time I found this curse, I would take it because it just worked so well for me, and I was definitely feeling good with it to take on Leshy. The luck didn't stop there, though. Whoa. Alright, quite the fortunate room here. This room must have been a sign because right after there was a follower on sale for 65% off, which has inspired me to sell our brand new Intense Incense signature scent Lamb's Blood for 65% off. Be as fortunate as I was when you purchase from Intense Incense. Intense Incense is not responsible for eyes falling out when burning product. Before making it to the final boss, I stopped in and got another tarot card, this time for increasing damage by 1.2, and was tempted by a new sword, but decided to stick with what I was used to. Then I made my way into the next room, ready to take on Leshy. Oh, he's leveling up. Oh. This should be fine. I really do not like this. Would have loved to have poison. I think I got spoiled to having a poison weapon at the very beginning. I feel like all I'm doing is just rolling in circles. Oh, I almost got him. I only have one heart left, but I almost got him. Just a couple more hits. Come on, it's like one. Yeah, baby, one more hit. That was not that bad. With Leshy defeated and one less MLM trying to take our business, I had the whole office greeting me when I got back. My business had grown enough for me to open the door to the second area of the game, Anura. This place is much more dangerous, as shown by my first run-in with the boss of this area, Heckit. Oh no! What are they gonna do to Donkey from Shrek? He's my favorite one! Are they about to kill Donkey from Shrek is starving? This gave me the motivation to go hard through this run just to get back and feed something to my man Donkey from Shrek. I easily cleared out a room to get another follower, and though I struggled a little bit, I was able to finish off the mini-boss for this run because poison is my best friend. Well, other than Donkey from Shrek, of course. For my efforts, the one who waits granted me a new ability. Sacrifice a follower to absorb more power. This will aid you in your quest to free me. Well, I can do that, and I may know who we can sacrifice. If I wasn't sure about sacrificing somebody at first, my mind was surely made up when I came back to the office and saw that everyone had pooped everywhere. Jeremy 2 had the audacity to tell me to clean it up, and if I didn't already denote who would be first to kill, Jeremy 2 would have been on the chopping block. As the name foretold, we're killing first to kill. He's 25 years old, he's in the prime of his life, but I'm definitely killing that guy. Oh, wow. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. My next run was going well at first until the bishops told me to follow, and when I refused, they turned every level into a combat level. This probably would have been a bigger deal if I didn't have the vampiric dagger, which gave me an extra chance at health, so even though I got hit quite a bit, I still ended up at the mini-boss room with almost full hearts. Well, dang, he just went off screen. What am I supposed to do against that? Alright, this guy's much tougher than the other ones have been. Oh, now I'm really low. I'm scared. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that was gonna happen. This was the first time I really felt like I would need to be prepared for a mini-boss. He could fly way off screen as well as leave trails of projectiles that you need to dodge roll to avoid. Pair that with these little flies he shoots out, and I knew this was going to be the hardest encounter yet. I prepared by unlocking 3 new curses, but that was really all I could do other than just getting back out there and trying it again. At least, that's what I thought, because once I headed to the crusade, I came across a room that unlocked relics. Think of a relic like a super move, really powerful at the cost of having extremely limited or timed usage. The one I was given was the lightning relic, which is by far my favorite. I didn't use it against this boss because honestly I forgot, but just wait and you'll see what I mean. Round 2 against this mini-boss went much better than last time. I had poison buffs, I had buffs that let me drop a bomb when I rolled, and I literally beat him in 30 seconds. This was teaching me something you will eventually always discover in a roguelike. You're not bad at the game, you just don't have the right equipment. My followers were hungry, and I had a lot of grass that I could use to cook, but I probably should have looked harder at the food description because then this happened. Yeah, Jumer, what's the deal? My faith is shaken, I can see through your lies, you're a fraud, and I must tell the others. A follower has become dissenting against you. This happens when a Oh no. Yes, one of the founders of the business was now actively turning against me. He was telling people lies like, only the top 1% of us can actually go off and run our own business, or don't believe I'll ever achieve financial freedom, which is a total lie, and all he has to do is find like 5 more people to help, and he'll start getting some passive income. Nonetheless, Joomer was now a problem in the company. At the moment, I didn't know how to deal with him, so to get my mind off it, I went back on another crusade. But having my original follower turn against me must have really shaken me up, because I died in the second level to some random enemy while trying to get a new follower. I knew there was really only one thing I could do at this point to make things right. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have a sermon, and then, honestly, I think I'm gonna kill Junior. I feel bad. He's been a member for a while. He's 36 years old. He's in the prime of his life. Let's kill him. Why would he agree to this? Clearly, I was shaken up about losing Joomer, but you just have to keep moving if you want things to happen and run your own successful incense business. I knew I needed a change, so I welcomed a new follower and named him the Reformer to signify the new fresh start the company would have. From here, everything's gonna be just fine. Not so long ago that we cast out the Red Crown, a mere 1,000 years or so, the heresy it preached could not be tolerated. Such noxious ideals, it could not be allowed. For this damning sentence, the retribution must be slow and painful. I cast famine upon your cult. Are we gonna starve again? Oh no. I don't even know if I have any good food. Talk about kicking a guy while he's down. I did not make it to the end of this run, but honestly that's probably for the best since everyone is now starving. Luckily I had a lot of pumpkins I could feed them because I guess I was too busy feeding them grass and feces before, so maybe this would be the actual turning point for the company. No longer will I be led by fear. I'll be led by vengeance. I will kill the mini-boss that eludes me. Next run. But before I headed back out, I managed to do one small, tiny, game-altering thing. Fleeces. Throughout the game, you get pieces of talismans, which in turn unlock new colors for your clothes. At first, I thought that was it, but it turns out I was so wrong. Draw 4 tarot cards at the start of a run, but none can be drawn after. That sounds cool. I like that. This is what I keep for the entire run. 4 tarot cards to start with can be up in the air as to how good it is, but I'll just show you what happened on the next run. So this should give me 4 free tarot cards. Oh, the Divine Strength. Attack rate increased by 2. Enemies have a chance to drop a fish, reveal the map. Oh, okay, this seems like a really good fleece. So this should be good. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is gonna be the run, dude. I'm gonna be unstoppable. They're not even gonna be able to approach me. This was truly the most fun that I had the entire time I was playing, and it's just such a clear example of why roguelikes are so much fun. It was also a clear example of why you should buy our incense. I mean, do you see other companies mowing down a mini-boss in like 15 seconds? This is exactly what I needed to revitalize my energy. I was so excited, I just went straight back in to try to take on Heckit. Alright, so I gain an extra heart, an extra half a heart, fire projectiles when I swing my weapon, and increase curse attack by 2. I mean, this almost feels way too overpowered for where I am. But as with any business, anytime there's happiness, there's also heartbreak. The Reformer is dissenting against my face, and the Reformer? I thought he was cool. Yes, the very same person that was brought in to signify the change in our company is the one who is turning against us. It's almost poetic. Once again, this really shook me up because I died right before getting to the boss room. It doesn't stop there though. The game really wants to break my heart. What's up, Donkey from Shrek? Now I also wish to give my life. Please sacrifice me in your glorious name. Why does Donkey from Shrek want me to kill him? Okay guys, well, let's go kill Donkey from Shrek. Rest in peace, Donkey from Shrek. This is what you wanted. Remember, this is what you wanted, Donkey from Shrek. Another incredible loss to the company. Donkey from Shrek had been through so much, but persisted each time. That's why I granted its final wish, even though it hurt me and my profit margins. Alright, well, time to go back to the boss, and I actually did make it to Heckit this time, but not before getting a relic that turned me big. From what I can tell, the only thing this relic does was make me slower and give me a larger hitbox. great. I held my own longer than I thought I would, but I think we all knew this one wasn't going to happen. I headed straight back out to Heckit again and got some decent cards, which made me at least a little bit more confident. See, this boss is difficult because you can't just wail on the boss and ignore the other enemies like I usually do. Instead, there's a phase where they just go off screen and don't come back until you beat all these smaller enemies. The way I did this was by poisoning and running, which did eventually work, and I was finally able to beat the second main boss. Beating Heckit allowed me to get a diseased heart at the beginning of each run, which was another hit I could tank that also damaged everyone on screen when I lost it. With this new power, I made my way to the third area, Anchor Deep. This area really wasn't super interesting, so I'll mainly just run through the highlights. Our favorite rhinoceros Rex Cheese got snatched up and given a disease from the villain from Halloween Town. I had the slowest weapon for a mini-boss that moves around extremely quickly and only beat it because I spammed a curse that made me immune. My followers got to go on a holiday where they didn't work and wore little Hawaiian shirts, which really made me laugh and almost made me forgive them for agreeing not to work. But I will not forgive them, I will be remembering this. Half the cult got diseased, and fan favorite Chicken Little died of old age. Next mini boss was my favorite because it had a fun gimmick where you had these little guys that exploded when you hit them and they could set off a chain reaction which led to a ton of chaos. I beat the other mini boss in 18 seconds, nearly as quickly as I'm going through this section, so you can understand why I'm not spending too much time on it. I made it out to Calamar with quite a few hearts, and we stayed going hit for hit. He got me, I got him, and it ended off with both of us being at 1 hit left. Oh, I am so scared right now. Come on. Don't get greedy, don't get greedy. All I have to do is just not get greedy. Watch out. Oh, I don't even know where I can go. Oh, I knew that that was gonna happen too. I knew that that was gonna happen. I was trying to go in for that last final hit, and I knew that there was gonna be that sucks. I made it back and really decided to lock in. Lots of things had happened to Intense Incense, and I knew to be the best incense seller, I also needed to be the best demon killer. All right, the setup is good. I don't see any reason why we don't win this. We've got a lot of hearts. We've got 6 projectiles that can seek out enemies, and a pretty good weapon. So, I mean, I'm feeling good about this. I'm just gonna spam it all like right at the beginning. Now, is that smart? I guess it was kind of smart. I think taking down the health. No, I need to stay far away. I need to like stay back. I think we're definitely fine. Yeah, you know what, dude, I could tank, I think, the rest of the hits. Yeah. With Calamar defeated, I only had 2 bosses left, the final of the bishops and someone mysteriously hidden behind the final door. Wonder who it could be. I mean, the only other character we've seen is the terrifying chained up guy who keeps telling us to help him. But it's probably not him. Let's just be surprised. The final biome is the Silk Cradle, and it introduces my favorite weapon type in the game. Mayhem's Cannon. Mayhem's Cannon, it's a gun? The gun is so much fun to use. You have 3 shots that replenish fairly quickly. It can hit multiple enemies at range. I won't say it's the most powerful weapon, but man, it's so fun to get in a room full of enemies and just dodge and shoot. I was so excited to try out this weapon on the next guy that looked at me wrong. The very next guy. Oh no. Chill dude. What's going on, chill dude? Oh my god, chill dude's trying to kill me. This encounter showed me that these bishops have no mercy. If they can make chill dude not chill anymore, who knows what else they're capable of. Branching out into selling candles and Tupperware? We cannot afford to let that happen, so I need to get to the final boss fast. I never actually spent my upgrade from beating Calamar, so I used it on the ability to be resurrected in a run by sacrificing a follower. To be a good boss, you need to be able to separate yourself from your work, and in doing so, also be willing to kill your employees for the greater good. This was something Donkey from Shrek knew when he requested to be sacrificed, and I believe to honor his memory, I will be killing others when I don't feel like restarting from the beginning. I wouldn't have any way to know how this works though, since on my next run I got a pretty powerful build. So we've got our attack rate goes up, our weapon damage goes up, we drop a bomb, and we reveal the map. This should be good. In addition to good taros, I also got the lightning charge, which I know I mentioned previously being good, but now I can finally show you what I meant. Alright, we got the lightning charge still, so I think we should be fine on this boss, as long as it's not something too complex. Oh yeah, it just took it down to half health. Dude, the lightning feels kind of overpowered. Another success, but this time instead of meeting up with the one who waits, I'm instead greeted by this dude. It has been an age since I have made the acquaintance of a new sort of idol. Continue in this fashion, we shall meet again, hence. If not, be thankful for our meeting now. I can't read that. This weird cryptic message is probably not anything to worry about, so instead I'll just head back to my company and everyone is sick. Yeah, so people keep dying and I forget to bury them, which in turn makes people get sick, which in turn makes people die, and you get the idea. I'm unfortunately not far enough in to not care about this, so I made some extra burial plots and cleaned up giant poops until everyone started acting like they were part of a professional business and not some kind of cult. Seems like they were forgetting that this volunteering is required and they need to act professional. Alright, well, never mind, our newest hires have the lustful trait. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like the trait that Jar Jar has. Very affectionate towards other followers. Jar Jar, are you a freak? Alright, this guy is also affectionate towards others, so we got Jar Jar and we got Binks. Hopefully they can have fun together. Once again, I ran into Shamura, and once again, my hand was forced as they brought in two of my followers, Jeffrey from Toys R Us and Dino, and made me fight them to the death. Not sure if there's something I'm missing, but I do find it kind of lame that I'm forced to kill these guys if I want to continue. I guess my lore explanation is that Shamura offered them a better compensation package, but unfortunately they didn't also take into account that working for me has a better benefits package. Also, Big Grease died of old age. Oh no, Big Grease! Big Grease died! Why does everything go wrong when I'm not here? Now with 3 losses to the company in the span of 2 minutes, I was shaken up, enough so that I made it to the boss room with only half the hearts I should have. I did have poison ability as well as a curse which summoned a tentacle that would fight the boss if it got near, so I didn't feel completely hopeless coming in. Could I theoretically just like not try to fight the boss and let the tentacle take care of it? that strategy didn't work. These last areas were really starting to keep me around, which of course you would expect from the endgame areas. I spent more follower points on having my weapons be a higher level at the start of the run, which I should have focused on previously, but unfortunately my followers have a bad habit of dying for no reason. Not even a level 10 gun could save me from just rolling straight into the boss multiple times and killing me in like 20 seconds. I didn't know what to do with myself at this point. All the followers I actually liked were dead, and basically everyone hates me now because I keep dying so they think I'm weak. I held a wonderful funeral for Big Grease, and it put little flowers on his grave, which was super nice. Rex Cheese must have gotten jealous that Big Grease was getting more attention than him, because right after the funeral, he just dropped dead on the spot. My contempt for my employees was really starting to shine through after Big Grease's untimely death. Take loot. Oh yeah, boo-hoo, I looted a corpse. My next run out was lucky with giving me a very early lightning relic. I could not have any other distractions. This had to be the run. Oh, Binks has died of old age. Binks didn't even have time to like get with Jar Jar. No matter though, I made it to the mini boss with all my hearts as well as full lightning charge. I also had my second favorite curse, which gives you immunity for a couple of seconds every time you use it. Alright, boss time again, but this time I have the overpowered lightning charge, which I will immediately use as soon as we get in here. Oh, that did not do as much as I was hoping it would. Really, if I just like stay immune for the whole time, like, I'm doing pretty good in terms of like holding on to the charges. Yeah, I could potentially have stayed completely invincible that entire time if I just would use that invincibility curse, pick up the red stuff, and then repeat that infinitely until I needed to. I now only had 2 bosses left, Shamura and the final boss of the game. I was actually feeling extremely confident going into this because I got a fast sword along with a relic that when used would give me a random relic power. I wasn't really sure how good this would be, but once I used it, it brought in an extra person to fight, then showed me that my next one's going to be a lightning charge, so I knew I was going to be in a good spot. I don't like the idea that I think there's going to be spiders that come through. Oh, he's going to become a spider. Oh, that is quite the boss transformation. Alright, I'm just gonna spam lightning just immediately. I was right to be scared of this boss. They are extremely quick, and with any other weapon, I doubt I would have gotten in any hits, but I was pretty lucky with the sword. It would be really good to have that. Okay, I don't know. I didn't know what that was. Alright, we're pretty good on health, pretty good on weapons, pretty good on skills. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. That tentacle thing actually seems like it's going to be quite useful, especially if I can get multiple. I've already got him down to half health. Oh, why is this going by so quick? Look how low he is already. Wow, okay. that was weirdly easy. It must just be like the luck of the build that I get each time, because sometimes it's just a struggle and then sometimes it only takes like a minute. With Shamura down, I had nothing stopping me from heading straight to the one who waits to show him who the real false god is. The gateway requires, 20 followers. Not good. I only have 11 because everybody keeps starving and dying. I won't bore you with the process of getting more followers. It went exactly how you would expect it. I put up a job posting where the salary was higher than it really is, then promised lots of false promises in the interview. I think the hiring grind really did start to mess with my brain, because at one point I married Jar Jar. I wish I could explain, but I can't. I finally made it up to 20 followers after hiring a unicorn named Charlie. Half of you watching aren't even old enough to get that reference. Since I assumed I would be gone for a while, I cooked up a bunch of grass for my followers and headed to the final boss. Vessel, I relinquish you from your service to the Red Crown. Return it to me and embrace the end that awaits. With this last sacrifice of my most devoted follower, I will be free. Oh, he has to kill me. So you've betrayed me, Lamb. You shunned my gospel and claimed yourself a false idol. The crown is mine by divine right. You think you stand in the very face of death? Oh, I have to fight a little mini boss. Is this gonna be like a gauntlet? Am I gonna have to fight this guy and then immediately fight the other guys right after? That wasn't too bad. And do I just get one temporary heart from that? I sure do. Perfect, perfect. Didn't even know that anything was about to happen. Oh, is there? Yeah, I just have to continuously avoid that. So I just need to not do that. Okay, perfect. So the final boss has multiple phases, and I died before even being able to get to fight the actual boss. It didn't help that I no longer had access to tarot cards, which were honestly kind of carrying me this whole time. I just had to rely on my pure skill, which died along with Donkey from Shrek like 7 hours ago. My strategy for Ball was just to wait for him to stop attacking and slowly chip away at his health. He really didn't do anything too crazy, and you have extremely minimal healing through this fight, so it would be pretty important to not lose too much to him. Really not the hardest once you learn the patterns. Aim is significantly more difficult, mainly due to this attack right here. I like playing very offensively, and this attack is a huge punish on getting in close. Eventually I learned that staying far away and just slightly moving out of the way was the best way to get rid of this, and once I did, he was fairly easy as well. This just left us with the one who waits. Even after I've slaughtered you, your pain will not end. You cannot escape me, even in death. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, there he is. What is that, 1 heart? Cool, yeah, 1 heart is not gonna be able to do too much for me. The one who waits was fairly predictable in his attacks, and if played right, could be a pretty painless fight. The issue is health. To be able to get into this phase at full capacity, you had to play the first 2 phases nearly perfectly, and with 4 total hearts, this wasn't the easiest thing to do. But once again, it all comes down to the build, and with the combination of a gun as well as a curse that I didn't have to aim, I knew this run had the most potential so far. Look at how low he is. As long as he doesn't keep spamming, yeah, that attack. that attack is the one that I have to watch out for. I still think I'm gonna be alright. Oh yeah, okay, that was fine. Unless there's like phase 2. Did you believe me defeated? Yeah, alright, there's probably a phase 2. You thought yourself above a god? You are corrupt, false idol. Your corruption has no doubt spread. Yeah, so there's a phase 2 to the one who rates. Getting through 3 previous fights and having no health drops in between the final 2 phases is a recipe for disaster. This phase isn't actually too bad. The eyeballs move pretty slow and the projectiles aren't super hard to dodge. The main issue comes from having no health by the time you get to the last phase, so most of the time you have like one or two mistakes that you can make before dying. Apparently, you could do things like get temporary hearts by eating or sacrificing followers to have them help you in the fight, but I did not know that that was a thing. But what kind of CEO would I be if I didn't impose unneeded stress on myself and blame others for it? The subsequent runs had me just learning boss attacks and also helping me narrow down what build I would like best. I pretty much always chose the gun as my weapon, but for curses I had two main picks. First was the Hounds of Fate, which was a projectile that seeks out enemies and does some pretty insane damage. When I got to the final phase, I used 3 of them and took out like 20% of the boss's health without even having to think, so I took that when I could. But the best curse for this fight by far is the Divine Guardian. 2 seconds of invincibility and deflecting projectiles doesn't initially seem incredible until you take into account that the fight is mainly just projectile spam. 2 seconds of invincibility doesn't seem like much, but that can allow you an extra 3 to 4 hits while an attack comes at you that you normally would have to avoid. But it was especially useful for the final phase. Yeah. Oh wait, look, that deflected an attack. Even though this run didn't quite make it, it did make me aware of the thing that would make this possible. Fervor. Fervor is what you use to replenish your curses and is typically just dropped by enemies when they die. But in this final phase, your crucified followers will drop it in the top 2 corners of the screen. It is out of the way, but if played right, you can put yourself in a situation where you never run out of curses. With this in mind, I headed in to take on the one who waits one final time. The build looked a little something like this. Standard blade without any extra power to it. Hounds of Fate to shoot projectiles that I didn't need to aim. 5 uses of my curse and an extra disease heart that would damage enemies when I got hit. Ball was a pushover in this phase, and I would have taken no damage if I hadn't rolled directly into the most telegraphed attack. Aim got some hits in, but I had an extra heart left over from doing so well on the previous phase, and he too went down without too much fuss. I got extremely lucky on the first phase of the one who waits as I had used all my curses, but for some reason they just came straight back to full like halfway through the fight. Since the projectiles seek out enemies, I used them during this phase where you kind of just stand still and made it to the final phase with 2.5 hearts left. My curses once again replenished, so I spammed them to bring down the health as much as possible at the beginning. The spam also made it so I very quickly was able to take out one of the eyeballs, which dropped another heart for me. It also helped that I was becoming a dodge roll god. I mean, look at this gameplay. Shortly after getting him down to half health, I took out another eyeball, which gave me more health and just a little bit more damage I needed to do. I don't like this. He's just taking away all of my health. If I actually focus on picking up that curse, or fervor, I guess is what it's called. Okay. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. I'm now extremely scared. Oh, never mind. It was completely free. The ending was free. I got so scared for a second. And with that, we now had our biggest competitor as a proud member of the Intense Incense team, ready to make some sales. Bonus point for the fact that he is immortal, meaning we never have to match his retirement funds in his 401k. With this defeat, I was now the god I was always meant to be, and Intense Incense is planning to franchise. Along the way, we take a bit of time to remember the great ones we lost, like Donkey from Shrek, Jumer, and... Wait, is that it? Did I really only like 2 of my followers? Well, that's business for ya. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. I really like Cult of the Lamb a lot, and there's basically a new game plus that happens, so if you would be interested in me doing another video like this, but for that, definitely let me know, because I'm kind of holding myself away from continuing to play to see how well this video does. If there's any game you'd like to see me play in a similar style to this video, feel free to let me know. Like I said, I really like roguelikes, so if there's any roguelikes you want to see me try to do something like this with, then definitely let me know. I'd be down for it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.